Tinubu's lawyer, Wole Olanipekun, makes shocking U-turn, exposes Tinubu. Breaking news. Hello, people. Welcome back once again to my YouTube channel. I told you guys that after APC and Bola Tinubu and Inec closed their cases, the next section on the next part of this particular election petition tribunal is for the respondents being APC and Bola Tinubu and Inec to tender their written addresses concerning all the evidences and the documents that Labour Party and P2B presented against them. And as I'm talking to you now, as we all know, Bola Tinubu and Shetima actually submitted their written address. And I must tell you that it is very, very funny and it is very, very shocking. I must tell you how Tinubu's main lawyer, the lead counsel of Bola Tinubu, being this Wole Olanipekun, made a shocking U-turn in his final address and exposed Bola Tinubu. That is, exposed a whole lot of things about the person that he is defending. There is a way God does his things, It's not all about thinking that you can use all forms of rascality and illegality to win the election. You think everything is all about bribery. I have told APC and Bola Tinubu that they should know one thing, that the era of, cash and carry has gone. The era of, you can just give any kind of decision and ruling and go scot-free. The era of rigging elections, and at the end of the day, the opposition parties that were defeated will just move on. No. P2B set a different precedent, and it brought a new narrative to the political system within the country. I will tell you how this particular man, being Wole Olanipekun, actually disgraced his own client, being Bola Tinubu, made a shocking U-turn and gave a whole lot of funny excuses. Well, before we dive into this particular matter, if this is your first time of visiting this particular channel, don't hesitate to click on the notification button so I get notified whenever I drop a new and important video here. And equally subscribe to this channel because we keep updating you guys and giving you guys latest gist about the tribunal and all that has been happening within the country. Now, let's head straight to the point. I told you that Bola Tinubu's lead counsel lawyer, being Wole Olanipekun, made a shocking U-turn in his final address that he wrote to the tribunal judges. And what he wrote was very, very funny. When this entire case started, when INEC declared Bola Tinubu as the president of this particular country, by midnight, when everybody was sleeping, they thought that probably that people would just move on from the rascality they committed, without knowing that, like I've told them, that obedience are another breed of people that you can easily defeat them or probably force them to accept what is not right or proper. Now, we told them that 25% in FCT was compulsory when this entire case started. We said it, that 25% in FCT is mandatory. It's not optional. The Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria made it clear that before you will be declared the president of this particular country, you must have 25% in 2/3 of the states within this particular country, and the FCT. And the FCT is compulsory there. It doesn't mean that FCT is a state. It doesn't mean that FCT is optional. And means in literary studies and in semantics simply means that it is compulsory. This is what we've been telling them, that never in the history of this particular country that any president that has ruled this country within this democratic era has not gotten 25% in the Federal Capital Territory. How could you not get up to 25% in FCT, where you reside, or in the place where you will govern the people? You didn't make up to 25%. That means you are rejected by almost everybody. That is why the law said it is compulsory to have 25% in FCT. When this case started, P2B brought this particular case. Atiku Abubakar brought it against Tinubu. But Tinubu's lawyer, they were busy saying that 25% in FCT was not necessary, that the law did not stipulate that the person must get 25%. Meanwhile, we first of all took them back, because before one is before we first of all took them back the case between Buhari and Obasanjo that happened in 2003, and the Supreme Court gave a judgment and said that it is mandatory, it is compulsory to have 25% in FCT, but it is not mandatory for the person to win FCT, because this is the argument Buhari brought against Obasanjo. Obasanjo did not win FCT, but as a matter of fact, Obasanjo got more than 25% in FCT. The Supreme Court said Obasanjo is the legitimate president because he got at least 25% in FCT, but he did not. He doesn't need to win FCT to actually be declared as the president. We told them this, and we gave them these facts and this judgment that the Supreme Court already gave between Obasanjo and former President Buhari in 2003. They did not hear. Now, a lot of us were expecting them to find any place in the Constitution to misinterpret and probably cook up another form of the constitution to defend the rascality that INEC did after they bribed INEC. Now, as I'm talking to you, in the final address, this particular Tinubu's lead counsel lawyer being Wole Olanipekun submitted. Let me show you what he was saying. He said he was begging the court that the court should neglect the 25% in FCT. Since Tinubu, as we all know, the percentage that Tinubu got in FCT was not up to 20. Tinubu got 18.9%. Now look at what this Wole Olanipekun said. He said that the difference between the 25% Tinubu did not get and the one he got, being 18.9%, is 6.01%. He's now begging the tribunal judges that the tribunal judges should actually ignore it. That 6.01% is not too much or is not much. That the tribunal should ignore it or approximate 18.9% that Tinubu got to 25%. You could imagine, sometimes these lawyers don't even know the person they are defending. You are defending somebody that has a drug-related case. You are defending somebody that has certificate forgery. Somebody that his identity is not known. Now they are trapped in the middle of nowhere. That is why this particular person is saying that that even if 25% is compulsory in FCT, that Bola Tinubu got 18.9%, and the difference between 18.9% and 25% is 6.01%. As a matter of fact, that the tribunal should ignore the 6.01%, that it is insignificant. It is very, very funny. They have started exposing Tinubu. I thought they said initially, when these people want to commit any form of atrocity, they will first of all try to push their own narrative to the people so that they will try to force it down our throat, thinking that this generation will not know what the constitution says. Now they are accepting, as a matter of fact, that 25% in FCT, they've changed the argument. What they are now arguing is that since Tinubu got 18.9%, that is very close to 25, just with a difference of 6.01%, that the tribunal judges, as a matter of fact, should ignore that 6.01% that Tinubu did not meet up or get to meet up the 25% in FCT. Now they are changing the narratives. This is what Tinubu's lead counsel wrote in his final address, in his final written address, which is a response to all the evidences that P2B submitted, to show you that they don't even have any concrete evidence to prove that 25% in FCT is not compulsory. They are just trying to, they were thinking, like I told you guys, they were thinking that obedience will move on, that they can bastardize our constitution and go scot-free, not knowing that this set of or breed of generation, we are more interested in changing the narrative in this particular country. That is why P2B came, and that is why his principles is what everybody is actually following. As a matter of fact, we are not relenting and nobody is holding back. They will actually come out and keep on speaking and exposing Bola Tinubu, since they first of all claimed that it was not compulsory. Now they are begging the tribunal to ignore the 6.01%, which is the difference between what Tinubu got and the 25% in FCT. But I believe that the tribunal will do the right thing. The law is the law. If you don't have 25% in FCT, you did not meet the requirements or the criteria. Well, I will keep on updating you guys, and other guys to drop your comments in the comment section.